प्ययन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षु श्रोत्रमथो बलमेन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, all the sensory and motor organs become powerful and efficient. All is verily the one without second, ever blissful, ever perfect Brahman. Let me never deny Brahman. May the Brahman never reject me either. I am aware that realization of Brahman requires attainment of virtues spoken of by the scriptures. May all those necessary virtues be in me. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let us feel the oneness of existence of everything by removing the coverings. Let us feel let all of us think that I am removing this covering called body. Like a clothing that I remove when not necessary. Thus I removed the body, kept it for use later. And all the properties, qualities of body I become free from. I am neither young nor old. Nothing to do with age. It belongs to body, not to me. I am neither man nor woman, nor any other gender. They are all qualities of body. I am free from that. It is body that is located in space. being not confined to body, I see I am everywhere. Now I am taking off the internal garment of mind. And I see all distinctions are dissolved completely. There is no space, no time, no past, present, future, no concept of here and there. All is actually one. I am that. I am Brahman. Seeing this, now I am putting back the clothes of mind and body. Now I am seeing the differences, but I know that they are only because of the coverings of body and mind. They are temporary, constantly changing. Really, there is no difference. Even though in body I don't belong to body, I am all pervading. Om, peace, peace, peace. So, friends, let us begin this 166th class of Srimad Bhagavatam, a great text where you see the harmonization of knowledge, devotion, work, and meditation. All these four paths of spiritual life, you see them presented through various stories. So, it is this is the special feature of this great text, that everything is combined here, and we will begin with our usual opening chant. So please recite the opening chant as loudly as you can. Now 166th class. So everybody by now must be quite familiar with the words and the tune. What, Naomi? So chant loudly. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकम् सत्यं परं धीमहि. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of three gunas subsists, just as the combination of materials like fire, water and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme we meditate. For last many classes we have been discussing the story of Prahlad, a very illuminating chapter in this great text of Bhagavatam. This story is, as such, it has a lot of dramatic elements, but for a devotee, the important thing is the Prahlada spirit of being continuously devoted to God and God alone, and thus how his life becomes completely changed, illumined. There are no worldly desires whatever, as Sri Ramakrishna used to say, that once you taste the divine bliss, then all the attractions of the world just fade away. All desires are gone. And that is what you say in Prahlada's life. Nothing created any desire in him, because he was always established in the divine awareness. And that is how he told the other little children that, look, you must see what is in your best interest and accordingly guide your life. This is what one must try to see. Getting a few things here and there in the world for the sake of enjoyment, so-called enjoyment, we get no enjoyment at all, but the miseries keep on piling up. The bondage keeps on getting further and further tightened. So that is, he demonstrates that, and he told that his father, who was an avowed enemy of God, that it is the purpose of life is to be devoted to Vishnu, the God that pervades everything. All power comes from him, And then we saw how Vishnu incarnated at that time to grant liberation to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu's body was torn by this fierce form of God, lion man or man lion. This was Narasimha. That and we saw why it was God took this form to eliminate this demon and provide one part of the salvation, one part in the sense that it was a curse that the sages have put on this Sanaka, that the uh, gatekeepers of Vishnu's that domain, that it was they were cursed to have the three births, after which they will again come back to Vishnu's abode. So, one of those was that two of them were born, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyaksha was slain earlier, now Hiranyakashipu is also slain. And the purpose of all these stories is the story is only a small outer part. The real thing is the sermons on devotion, on knowledge, on the ephemeral nature of this world and how it binds us, to make us aware of that. So we saw that Prahlad has been, praying to Lord Narsimha, who had a very ferocious, grotesque looking form, with all the signs of that horror around. This big demon was killed, the blood had splashed everywhere around, the long entrails of this big body, they were all around there. Can imagine, how it is horrible that sight must have been. Everybody was terrorized. Even the celestial beings, they were not that capable of approaching Lord Vishnu in this form. So they told Prahlada, you go. And Prahlada had no fear because of devotion. One thing that love does is kills the fear. One is never afraid of the beloved. If there is the true love, then there is no fear. So Prahlada then starts praying, and we are seeing that part of his prayer. So the Prahlada is praying that look how people get entangled in this world and suffer. So he is telling that thus, O all powerful Lord, incarnating thyself as a man, animal, uh, thyself as man, animal, fish, rishi, and celestial in different yugas, you take incarnations to help so that people will be able to appreciate you. So, thou dost destroy the wicked and protect the worlds. Though thou protectest the dharma and appropriate to every age thy presence in the age of Kali, in Kali actually, it is there in the hidden age of Kali, thou art therefore known as Triyuga, or one whose manifestations are confined to the whose manifestations are continued to the three yugas, three yugi. So we have a very prominent pilgrimage place in Himalayas called Triyugi Narayana, near what is that Kedarnath. There is this place, uh, Triyugi Narayana. Did you go, Jitendra? Triyugi Narayana. So this is this Triyugi means all the three ages. They are just manifestations. God does not change. There is the Triyugi means there is the age called Sat, the age of truth, Sat Yuga. Then there is the age that is the Dwapara. And there is what is the other age that Rama was in? Treta. Correct, thank you. Treta, Dwapar, and now it is Kali. So the Narayana of these three ages, now he is the Narayana also in the age of Kali. So now he says, look, we all get drowned in this world of your Maya. It is, O Lord, evil tendencies corrupt my mind and make it outward going. Although Prahlada is saying about I, actually he is telling about others. His own mind is not corrupt by those tendencies. He is free from that outward tendencies of being, but he is taking it upon himself, as it were. That is how people they get into it. Like Swami Vivekananda in his hymn on Sri Ramakrishna says that, oh, vaktro dhritantu hridhi me nacha bhati kinchit. Oh, I speak only the words, but your glory does not come in my awareness. Now, that is not the condition of Vivekananda, that is our condition, that we are not feeling that glory of Sri Ramakrishna in our consciousness. So, similarly, Prahlada is saying that my outward tendencies, it is harassed by intense lust, by alternating feelings of joy and sorrow, by fear and morbid craving for progeny, wealth, and fame. So, it is, this is, he says that is how this river of hell, this is hell is not somewhere else. It is right here in this bondage of samsara. We are tortured by this this samsara is a veritable hell where we burn in the fires of lust, greed, jealousy, morbid cravings, and forget you, O Lord. This is hell. What else is it? Bound in so tightly that we even have forgotten that we are bound. This is the height of slavery. That although bound, we keep on feeling that we are free. It is the slave has to declare, I am free. Say that I am free, or else There is a whip raised already. What you are? I am free. Say, I'm free. No, otherwise, you will be punished more. So, therefore, we are like that. We are made to feel that we are free. This is one neuroscientist told me our brains are hardwired to feel that freedom. We are free. But look at the words that used by him, hardwired. So we have no real freedom. We are hardwired, brain is hardwired to make us keep on feeling free, although we are not. So, worse than slaves. That is our condition here, tightly bound. But I am free, I can do this, I can do that, I can nothing. It is only to the extent that God wills, you can do. God makes us whirl around, but yet we feel free. This is the river that is in hell. River Vaitarini, river of boiling blood in hell. This is described in Dante's Inferno also. The Greek mythology has also the description of the. There are 5 rivers in hell in the Greek mythology. So one of them is made of blood, uh, phlegethon. So this phlegethon in that Dante's Inferno, you are put in that river of boiling blood. And here the tortures that we have to suffer. It is a horrible form of torture is to pull the fellow in various directions simultaneously. Mm. And all the 5 senses and the mind, they keep on pulling us in all different directions. Here. Imagine, what a torture it is. What further hell do we need? Tell me. This is our condition in the world, that continuously being pulled by different desires, different cravings. Yeah, we want to go in a shade, and then we want to go in the sun also. It is we want to have this sense enjoyment, but then the other sense pulls us away from it. There is no enjoyment possible. Only torture happens in the name of enjoyment. That is this nature of this world. So, this is the hellish torture that we are subjected to here. Prahlad mentions that it is. As a consequence, my mind is not able to feel delight in accounts of thy deeds and excellences. Afflicted as I am with this shortcoming, how am I to persist in my quest of thee? That I am not able to do anything that pray to you because of all these attractions here, there. The mind gets so attracted. It becomes so difficult to concentrate. That Paramahansa Yogananda's book that describes that how you sit for meditation. The idea is that, okay, I will not think about anything, sit for meditation. And then you remember, oh, but I can meditate later. Let me finish this thing first. That, okay, let me do the cooking, then I will do meditation. Isn't it, Vishnu? It is, yeah. That it is. Then if you say, okay, oh, that very nice program is going on, let me go there. So many thoughts disturb us, make us get up from meditation. That even if we do something, it is just a matter of following some discipline. As if forced by discipline, then we will do some mantra. Okay, by commitment, I have to do 108 every day. So somehow, yeah, one boy, he took initiation, young boy. Then I said, oh, mm, got up late, didn't come for breakfast early. Now, then came when we were almost finishing. Told, hey, come on, go. First, do your meditation and then come. Okay. And then came to the shrine, and in about 3 minutes comes back. Yes, I finished. Yeah, wow. So, that is the nature of meditation. They thinking of various other objects of enjoyment, so-called enjoyment. So cannot meditate, cannot take the name of God, and then we wonder that why God does not shower grace on me. Do we really want? We feel that, oh, this is nice. If God's grace comes and all these enjoyments go away, what will happen? Hmm. So, therefore, we are really and conscientiously we are incapable of praying to God. So, Prahlada is describing, therefore, the mind runs outwards, that it is instead of going towards you where all the happiness is there. Everything that we want is granted there. And yet we run from here to there to there in search of happiness. It is like some nice cake is kept some right near you, but it is reflected in so many mirrors. Now you want to eat the mirror, that cake, so Suchu goes to this mirror. Oh, not here. Oh, let me try to grab it from there. But there is only glass. Cake appears there, but it is not there. And then, oh, in that mirror also it is there. Probably it is from that mirror it is easier to take. Goes to that mirror, goes to that mirror, and again whirls around here and there. So we don't get any happiness. So, but because the source, the real happiness is God alone. There is no happiness elsewhere, friends. This has to be impressed strongly upon our minds, as Prahlada is telling that we forget you, O Lord. So, senses, mind, intellect pull us in opposite directions. It is now everybody has this, so it is not considered pathology by psychologists. Since everybody has the problem, it is not considered problem. If somebody has more inordinate of these opposite pulls, then somebody like Charlie becomes their counselor. That okay, that you have a split personality, means sometimes like this, sometimes like this, you don't know who are. Everybody is actually a split personality, but since the normal intensity of that splitting is tolerable, so it is not considered to be a pathology. When it becomes abnormally intense, then okay, needs some counseling or even medicine, because the intensity is too much. It is so therefore the normal behavior of human beings itself has this element in it of split personality. So many pieces that our personality is divided. There is no single pointed attention on anything. So, therefore, it becomes a torture, and we think that something else will remove the torture. Just let me get a permanent job, then the torture will go away. Or some such thing, it is that this will remove this. As soon as my spouse is behaving well with me, hope he will behave well soon, and all the problems will disappear. No, it doesn't happen. It is impossible in its very nature to happen. It is they I tell in the classes many times, we should do difficult things but not the impossible things. What is the impossible thing? To get happiness in the world is impossible. It is neither easy nor difficult. It is like running to catch the horizon. It is not easy and it is not difficult. It is impossible. So don't go in that direction. It is only what we will call that person who says walking. Yeah, where do you want to go? I want to be at the horizon. I say there is nothing like that. Don't, it is impossible to get to the horizon because such a thing does not exist. So, similarly, all these worldly things, what are they? They are illusory appearances. They appear, but they are not. They're exactly like horizon. It appears. Similarly, these things in the world, they attract and not there. So you keep on going. That is an impossibility to get happiness in the world. But finding God, oh, it is so difficult. Maybe actually it is easy. It is the author of that very nice book, mystic book of that Christianity, The Cloud of Unknowing. He says that this is the easiest task, to get rid of the cloud of unknowing and thus see the God. It is the easiest of the works, because you don't have to do anything there. Only stop doing, and it will be, you will see that is removed. It is when this chain of ignorance is removed, then this is a very special chain. There is a beautiful Sanskrit verse that that Maya, and in some versions that Asha, Maya Nama Kachid Ashcharya Shrinkhala. This is a wonderful, very special chain, not like ordinary chains. If ordinary chains, you are tied with ordinary chain, then you cannot move. If your chain is removed, then you can move about here and there. But this very special, funny chain is when you are tied by this chain of Maya, you start running about here and there. And muktas tishtanti panguvat. When you are freed from this chain, you don't run about here and there, because all that you seek is already with you. Why run about here and there? So, this is what Prahlad is trying to tell, that it is all these five senses, they drive me in certain directions, while the fickle sense of sight and the vigorous organs of actions drive me in still other directions. I am torn to pieces by their conflicting claims as a husband by several wives. Unfortunately, there is none amongst these senses to drive me towards thee. Mm. These senses cannot take us to God. This is this great teaching you find in Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. So, therefore, Kathopanishad says, the one who is seeking the immortal bliss, what does that fellow do? Is covers the senses, that do not thus follow the sense organs. And then mm, you will get it. So, this is the main idea there, that restrain from going towards that which will land you only more and more and more and more suffering. So, mm, he says that, O Lord, unfortunately, there is none amongst these senses to drive me towards thee. See us, the large number of lives fallen in this Vaitarani, the unfordable, this river, that by the river of samsara, by the force of our passions, our past actions, and struggling in it amidst the fear of life and death, and of mutual competition for worldly enjoyments. See what a torturous life. Mm, we are immortal, and yet are in constant fear of death. I may die. Oh, I may die. You can never die. That is our true nature. But because of ignorance, what happens? We are in constant dread of death. Isn't it a torture? And then mm, struggling in the midst of fear of life and death, and of mutual competition for worldly enjoyments. The worldly enjoyments are like that, always competition, because the demand is huge and supply is limited. Now, what happens then? Competition, limited supply, and everybody wants it, unsatiable demand. So there is a rat race for that, and nobody gets anything because it is just illusory. So we keep on killing each other, uh, that fighting with each other for a piece of some enjoyment which is not there. Can you imagine that so many rats, they are fighting with each other for the reflection of a piece of butter? Ah, it is fortunately rats do not see with eyes; they see by smell. So the reflection doesn't generate the smell. But human beings see and get cheated. So they run for it, push each other, kick out each other, shoot each other. For what? Who knows what? they don't get anything out of it. So competition, hell. So it is the life that is really a hellish life. So this is how our condition is, that see them engulfed in animosity and enmity rising from the feeling of difference between oneself, one's friends, and one's enemies. Hmm. I, this feeling, I, different from the world. This is called ego or ahankara. I, a piece of body and mind, is what I am. So that is the ego. I am so and so. I am living in Providence, USA. I am weighing 150 pounds. This is my age, and so forth. So, this is how, then, for this fellow who is of such description, there are some friends, some enemies. So, that is how they we have to collect the friends and then beat the enemies. So, this is the life of a person caught in this. O thou, there is resident of the bank of yonder river, Vaitarani, taking pity, save a fool like me from this predicament. Save me. Mm. So I must have feel that I am a fool. I don't know anything. Our idea is very different. I know. I know everything. You don't have to tell me anything. Who are you to tell me? I know everything. That becomes one's attitude. So, how can now the knowledge be given? How can the knowledge come to us? That famous story of the Zen master, that one professor came, not our Yona, but some professor came to learn from him. Mm. And he thought that he knows everything, but just let us, because came so that he will know how much that fellow knows, this Zen master. So the Zen master said, okay, we'll have a little tea and then we will discuss. And then, although he started pouring tea for the guest, and although the cup became full, he kept on pouring. Hey, the professor, what is this? It cannot take any more. Why are you pouring? Yes, dear, your cup is too full. I cannot pour anything in that. So one important condition for learning is to be humble, to feel that I don't know anything. So then only the knowledge can come to us. But we become proud. Oh, I am a Swami. I gave so many classes. I have read these scriptures, and all that. You get that kind of arrogance. Who are you to teach me? Actually, it is not so at all. Then my path to know will get completely blocked. Nobody blocks the incoming path for knowledge except our ego. I know everything. I have read scriptures. I have read so many other books, and I give knowledge to so many people becoming a Swami, preacher. That ego is terrible, The preachers like us, may suffer from ego because of the profession. They think that they know without really knowing. So, therefore, it is Prahlada is saying, have mercy on us. that it is, see, I feel, it is a fool that feels that I know. I really don't know. It is they, O Father and Teacher of all, for thee who is by mere will art effortlessly carrying on the creation, sustenance, and dissolution of this whole universe, what difficulty is there in lifting up thy creatures from samsara? Please do it. You can do it. Lift us from this samsara. You can do it. So, God does that when the ego is destroyed. Otherwise, you don't allow the God the freedom to lift yourself. So God says, okay, it is like that story that I had told a few times, that a minister described that, see, this is the condition in the world. In heaven, you all will be free, happy. Surely you want to go to heaven, I suppose. Who want to go heaven? And in the congregation, nobody was raising hand. And none of you want to go to heaven. Eventually we want to go, but not immediately. Immediately I have some other concerns. Uh, After your boring talk is over, then whether to go to Starbucks or other place, that is what my worry is. So after that I will think about going to heaven. So later on, that is the attitude. So you have to lift us up. That feeling of surrender has to come. So then Prahlada sees that their universal salvation. This idea is great in Bhagavatam. It comes at many places, that not just me, my salvation. Swami Vivekananda spoke about it a lot, that my salvation, there is nothing like my salvation, friends. Let us think deeply about it. We feel that, okay, I am going to meditate in a cave. Let the world go to dogs, I don't care. Even if the dogs get indigestion because of that, it is that I am going to just meditate and get my liberation. Our idea of liberation is very funny. That it is, we think that like a person is in the prison and there is a prison sentence, say 20 years, 30 years, whatever. And then the person imprisoned, not free. Then the same person after 20 years walks out, now I am free. It is imprisoned and free. So I also feel that this Yogatmananda bound. After doing this sadhana and meditation and all that, this Yogatmananda will be free. No! The freedom is not existence of Yogatmananda at all. The Yogatmananda will be gone. That is freedom, not the body. Body goes or not, who cares? But the I, the ego, is gone. No I. That is freedom. Not that I bound and then I will walk out free. Not that kind of freedom. That is ignorance. It is, therefore, there is no my freedom. We have to remember this truth. And there is no freedom. Swami Vivekananda says, there is no freedom, no liberation, mukti. I cannot, that can be called as mine. Not possible. It is like there is a very beautiful mystic saying. Mahapurush Maharaj Swami Shivananda used to say that often, that it is Guru pave jnana batave. Mm. uh, that it is you get the Guru gives you this tells you jnana kare upadesh, gives you the advice of all this. But the knowledge comes when the eye is destroyed. तब कोयले का मैल छूटे जब आग करे प्रवेश. Means the dirt of a piece of charcoal, the dirt of charcoal goes not by washing it. It itself is black, So you cannot really remove its blackness by washing. Jab aag kare parvesh, when the fire enters it. Now it does not remain coal anymore. It is burnt. So that is how one will get illumined. No I. That is the freedom. I bound, then I will do this sadhana, spiritual practice. Then I will become free, so and so. No, there is nothing like that freedom. Please, if we have any such idea that I will become free after doing this practice, kick out such an idea. It is illogical, completely unsupported by scriptures and so forth. So, that is not the freedom. So, therefore, Prahlada says, I do not mind, O Lord. This is the prayer for universal salvation. I do not desire salvation for myself alone. I am willing to accept it only on the condition that all my fellow travelers are granted salvation by Thee, O loving Lord of all. This is Prahlada's prayer. It is same thing is told in Upanishads, but in the form of the knowledge path. Here it is told in the path of devotion that let us all get liberated, means the I should go away. No, I am free. Don't think that there is I am bound here, then when I die, then I will go to Ramakrishna Loka or Vaikuntha or Kailasa, and then I will enjoy freedom there. No such things. That getting rid of I, that is what is needed, and that is what you see in Prahlada. So Prahlada's prayer is like that here. Then the Lord listens to this prayer, and then just to test how real the prayer is, tempts Prahlada that, oh, I am pleased with you, dear Prahlada. Ask for any boon. Ask for any boon. Now, one would think that yes, God Himself is offering boon. That let me ask something of God. My neighbor is creating lot of problems. Oh God, I don't want anything. Kill that fellow. It is no such. Prahlada is not asking for anything. He is telling Lord, when Lord is saying all this, see, if I am pleased, the devotees, the one with whom I am pleased, I can grant anything. Be sure. Why don't you ask? And Prahlada says, please don't tempt me, O Lord. Because he knows that God is everything. So he is not going to get tempted. If you have God, then what do you need? You don't need anything. You don't want anything. If you want something, then you don't get God. If you don't want anything, then God is yours. It is like Kathopanishad says, Yada sarve pramuchyante kama yesya hridishritaha atha martyo mrito bhavati atra brahma samashnute. That it is when all desires are extinguished, removed, then what happens? Then that is Brahman. Atha Brahma samashnute. Then there is that man, that I is gone. That is Brahman. So this is the message given here, that we will continue then the conversation of Prahlada and this form of God continues for some more time in the 10th chapter. And we finished studying 9th chapter, and then in the 10th chapter it will be the conclusion of the story of Prahlada. But we will have to wait till next Friday for that. So we shall now chant the closing this thing chant, and in after that, if you have questions, feel free to ask or type. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुर्हो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. O devotees, quaff, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka, and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Any question? Our Adi Maharaj has a question. What, Sulekha, you have a question?
Prahlada said that people are caught in this fear of life and death. I was wondering, what did he mean by the fear of life?
Fear of life means, yeah, that's a good question. I did not explain that. Fear of death we understand. What is fear of life? What will happen in life? Will this happen or not? Will that happen or not? If suddenly the depression comes, all my wealth will go away, then what I will do? That is fear of life, how to live. That is, and fear of death. Okay, if you the fear of life is too much, will you die? No, then there is fear of death. The complexity is like that. You are afraid on all sides. Living is fear, dying also is fear. Correct? Yeah. Any other question? Yes, Ishani.
Pranam Swamiji. It's not question. I am just like little curious about the rivers that you
Please,
talk.
please.
I am just little curious about the rivers that you mentioned in Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Like you
It
said,
is
5 or 4 rivers.
5 rivers
Five
are
rivers.
there in the Greek mythology of hell, described in that Homer's. That so I have not the detailed knowledge of that, but just I was telling about the river in hell. Even in the Greek mythology, there is this river of health in Iliad, and what is another such book? Huh? Odyssey, Odyssey. And then this is what I showed here was Dante's, yes, Inferno, that there is that river of boiling blood. Dante's description in the that hell is quoted a lot. How the souls are being barbecued, and also and this river is where they are drowned, the river of blood. So all that description is there. But here in the our Hindu scriptures, this life itself is hell. What more to do? Are you not feeling tortured enough, uh, being pulled in all different directions? It is horrible here. One must feel that this is bondage. I must get liberated. Unless we feel the bondage here, this is hell. Hmm. We have to get out of it. Hmm. So I have not read in details all these rivers of hell, 5 rivers. It is for you research scholars to do all that. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Is there a question upstairs? No question upstairs. So let us now conclude with chanting the name of the God. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल। कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। Tomorrow is the day-long meditation. After the guided meditation and prayers at 11 o'clock, there will be the day-long meditation from noon to 8 o'clock. You are all welcome to join.